The City Commission of Rio Grande City. It is Wednesday, December 14th, 2022. It is 6:14 p.m. and we are here in Commission Chambers, 5332 East US Highway 83, Rio Grande City, Texas, Suite A. At this time, we have the invocation by Commissioner Escobedo, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Olivares.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Lord, we thank you for this wonderful day and for all the blessings that you have upon us. We ask that you continue to bless us, that you protect us with your beautiful blood, that you are with us in every department, dear Lord. We ask that you give every commissioner and every single one of us the understanding and wisdom to move forward. We ask this in your name, amen.
Amen.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Commissioner Escobedo. My pleasure. Olivares. Sir. Next item is 1B, roll call and finding a quorum. Solis.
Yes. Mayor Villarreal.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Ramirez.
Here.
Commissioner De Leon.
Here.
Commissioner Olivares.
Here.
And Commissioner Escobedo.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Solis. Next item is 1C, public forum. Do we have anyone signed up for public forum?
No one signed up.
No one signed up for public forum. Next item is 1D, departmental reports. Do we have, Chief?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to give a couple of reports and thank everybody for all the hard work and everything they've done. I know that we had some joint efforts with the school district, the EDC, and that is one of the big events that was here in town earlier this month. So thanks to EDC and everybody that made that happen and helped the district with getting that fireworks display. It was a little bit cloudy, like you said earlier, but it still went through. Also, Mayor, Commissioners, I want to thank you all for the support that you all give us. On an everyday basis. We had that Christmas lunch. I want to thank Angela and the staff that actually put that together. It was very, very nice. And also, we had the storybook Christmas walk yesterday with Ms. Foltz, and that was a great event. We were out there for a little bit also. And I'm sure I forgot something. If I did, I apologize because there's too much stuff going on. But on another one is we have the toy drive coming in on 21st at 6 p.m. at the Basilio Villarreal Park. We invite everybody to swing by and get a toy. It's going to be a drive-through type of event, and that signals off where we're at in Christmas. So happy holidays for everybody, and again, thanks to the Commission and the Mayor for the support that you all always give us, and staff. If it wasn't for y'all, we couldn't do what we do on a daily basis. So appreciate it. Ms. Bass, were you going to give a presentation?
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners.
Good evening.
Tomorrow evening, the Texas Water Development Board will be having their board meeting and looking at some applications. We submitted 2 applications for the EDAP program, one having to do to rehab the old water treatment plant, to do a combination of surface water and reuse water from our wastewater treatment plant. That will cut down on our water rights and also have a backup to our recent plant. That's around 10 million. And we also submitted one for the colonias to the west all the way to El Quixote for an 8 million. So we ranked high up in the eligibility. This board meeting will be to invite us to a full application, so we hope tomorrow evening or by the end of this week we get notified. So that moves us continually forward with our infrastructure to continue serving the community for the next, at least 20 years. Want to let you know on that.
Great. Excellent. Thank you, Ms. Bass.
Mr. Milan, I believe wanted to present something. Do you need to present something, Gilbert?
Milan, good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Good evening. Just a quick update on a couple things. Permits we had for the month of November. Investment value $2.5 million almost. with 50,000 square feet of construction. One of them was the South Texas College addition to a welding lab, which valuation is $780,000, over 2,000 square feet for a welding lab. We had a couple of homes in the vicinity of $500,000 worth of investment in building-only improvements. Also wanted to share this, and I wanted to go to her office, the public librarian. Norma, where are you at? Congratulate her. She's got a Plan Department Health certificate. We lead by example. It means our institutions, they're all checked by your health inspectors, so kudos to what they do. They'll have a food handler's, food manager's certificate. So congratulations to Norma and her staff.
Congratulations.
We had a phone call from the Texas Historical Commission also congratulating the city of Rio Grande. We had a review, a 4-year review of what we do, the city's Historic Preservation Commission. And the city of Rio Grande is congratulated by the National Park Service and the United States Department of the Interior. We are a certified local government for another 4 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're bringing a lot of gifts, Mr. Milan. Awesome.
We have
A lot of great news.
No, well, they can. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Milan. Excellent news.
Anybody else has anything?
Any other department head that would like to share the great things that are happening in Rio Grande City? No. So with that, we've had multiple events in the course of the last several weeks, of course, including the parade, lighted parade, Chamber of Commerce, along with Main Street and the city and EDC and everyone put in an excellent parade. It was well attended, and can't stress enough about every year it seems to get bigger and better, and certainly look forward to next year. The Feast of Sharing by HEB, that was also an excellent event, of course providing sustenance for our community. The tree lighting as well, Festival of Lights with the school district in partnership, excellent event too, and the lights will be there. I think it's 250,000 lights just within the Fort Ringgold. So, and then plus the Grotto and Britain Avenue, 2nd Street, 1st Street, or Main Street as well. And of course, City Hall here, so it's, as they say, beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and it already is right upon us, right next week. So with that, thank you to all the staff. I know the luncheon was excellent for our staff and what you do, and we've had an excellent, you cannot stress enough about the greatness or excellence of the city's position right now and within the last year has been phenomenal. And certainly look forward to the continued growth next year. You know, we had quite a bit of ribbon cuttings over the course of the last month or two. And again, it just bodes well for the community, for Rio Grande City and all the staff that's part of this great effort to take the city to the next level. And you see the transformation right before your very eyes. You just drive around Rio Grande City anywhere, whether it's on the east side, the west side, and you do see development, which again, takes the effort of a community, takes the effort of multiple entities, and all of us pushing or rowing in the same direction, and it's just great to be part of that. So on behalf of the City Commission, thank you to the staff, to the community for everything that we're doing, and we're all part of this transformation. So with that, thank you so much.
I was very impressed, Mayor, with the float, with our entry that we had in our parade, and I know that there was multiple departments that got together for that, and I just want to congratulate you all for that. It was very, very nice.
I forgot to mention that one, and thank you, Sarah, for the ideas, and Frank, Hector's people, they did that in a week and a half, so, you know, they did a great job. We were kind of a little bit under pressure, but, you know, that thing...
Sometimes that's when you do your best work.
Yes, and you know, Jorge Falcon donated, lent us a trailer to put it on, and you know, they actually got that thing off. We have it still, so we might be able to use it again. So again, I knew if I forgot somebody, I always forget people. That's why it's kind of hard to name names, but I appreciate everything that everybody did. And again, you're all support, of course. Thank you.
And the commitment is for next year, again, going bigger and better, and definitely invest more in our float, and of course, utilize it here and move on to the McAllen Parade as well, and have a float at the McAllen Parade representing Rio Grande City. So with that, I'm sure we can again, bigger and better every year, bottom line. So, any other comments, commissioners? So, one last final, any director, are we good? All right, so moving on, let's go item 2, which is consent agenda, letter A, approval of minutes from previous meetings, City Commission meeting November 9, 2022, and B, approval of action taken at the meeting of rgc-tv, board meeting held on November 9, 2022.
No, discussion, Mayor, on a motion to approve item 2A and 2B.
Second, Mayor.
Have a motion to approve item 2A and 2B by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Olivares. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next item is 3, presentation letter A, construction updates on project 2020-04, street improvements.
Yes, Mayor, we have a presentation from HAF, and also the construction projects for the paving, IOC is also, I believe, online.
Okay, so who do we have first?
And I think they're in
Ms. Felicia, we have access to share screen.
It says your host, Christina.
Great, let me share it. Do y'all see my slide?
Not yet.
Not yet.
There we go.
Can you see that?
It's coming up, I haven't seen anything yet. There we go. Yep.
The DVP and Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, thank you for having us here. We appreciate the opportunity to give you an update on the 2020 bond street improvement project. With me is Andrew Salinas, and so he'll give you an update on the current progress, and we also have dynamic problems with IOC online to answer questions. So we turn over to Andrew.
Okay. Again, good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Let's proceed forward with the slide. You got that, Ms. Christina?
Yes.
Okay, so we have an overall project budget of $2.6 million with the current utilization of $321,900. Our start date was August 22nd, and right now we're 121 out of 330 days. Mind you, we have not approved the contractor submitted rain days, but we anticipate that the number is going to be around 15. You'll notice that it's about 32% into the time duration. Looking at the amount of work that's paid out proportional to the duration presented, it's not an apples to apples comparison. There are some roadways, as Eisenhower, I think, being the largest one at $750,000 in cost, will push the percentage forward. So we've been in conversations with the contractor in the recent past, and they do plan to hit the rest of the roadways, which we'll be talking about in a little bit, certainly in January and February. So the anticipated completion date right now is still July 18th. Okay, so we have Britton Avenue. If you just want to click again, Christina, start the video. There we go. So we have Britton Avenue. This was a half street. Contractor has completed the work, and the city followed up with striping. Not really a whole lot to say here. It was done in a efficient and fast manner. I'm going to proceed to the next one.
On that street, for example, right there at the beginning, it looks like a patch job. Is that the way it's supposed to look, or right there in the left corner?
Right, so with the earth shape and the way that these machines run, it's not, I would say that this is about the best that they could do with that wing there. We did, Christina and myself, we did walk the site today, and we believe the work is adequate for, I guess, the shape that was paved in.
Yeah, but they did redo that section, Mayor.
Yes.
That was a patch job.
What kind of coating do they use there in that area, for example? Especially, I mean, if you see the line right there in between, would there be any issues with that as far as potential degradation?
Not really. When you do a job like that, as long as they drop the asphalt on it quickly and they clean that joint, you shouldn't have any problems. And over time, it'll fade, so you won't really see that seam.
Ideally, you want to see everything monolithically poured, but again, the shape here, it's not really something that they could have done. So, okay.
I'll go to the next.
Yes, please. Okay, so we have what we've deemed North-South Garcia and Middle Garcia and Water Street. Here we were able to get the valley gutters between Middle Garcia along West 2nd Street or US Highway 83 installed, as well as to finish up the new half section of what we deemed Middle Garcia. Yeah, the work looks pretty good. We did talk with the contractor about finishing it up. I believe all they have left is to seal the joints, and they should be getting that done towards the end of the week. I think they said around Friday, maybe Saturday. At that point, the city or the contractor would be able to open up the roads. Okay. We'll keep moving.
Okay.
Or if you want to. Here we go. Okay. Roble and Encino. So these are on the west side of the city, a little bit more on the outskirts off of Barreta Avenue, I believe. They're, for the most part, on Encino, the work was done. There was a combination of some reconstruction and overlay. They have finished that. And we did see a couple of snags though on Robles Street. And so we have been in conversations with the contractor about what we can do, what we cannot do. And right now there is a portion of Roble about, I would say, maybe a couple 100 feet that is currently unpaved. We've had some snags at the intersection, in particular with the base. Unfortunately, it's kind of a low-lying area. You can see Christina's mouse hovering over it, to where it's been a little difficult to pave over with the amount of moisture in the base. And so we have spoken with the contractor. He let us know that they're going to be waiting it out till they feel comfortable where it's dry enough, and then they're going to come in and finish out the section. I believe, as far as a date, dependent on whether it is dry or not, they said a little bit before Christmas or a little bit after, just depending on when that base is going to agree with us. Okay, we'll keep moving. Okay, this would be the upcoming streets that we have. We have Columbus Street off of New Fairgrounds Road, just north of the, I think it's a middle school there, if I'm not mistaken. Right now, we're expected to start a little bit before Christmas on December 19th. And they'll be working through the holiday or around the holiday, around that time. Hopefully there won't be, a lot of traffic because the schools will be out to complete that. Okay, I'm going to pass Live Oak on to Miss Christina.
Yeah, so after they move off of Garcia Street and Water Street and move all the signs, they'll be moving them over to Columbus and Live Oak. So that's the focus of their next efforts. So hopefully by end of the year and beginning of next year, they'll really hit these streets hard to try to make up time. We also have the north section of Live Oak, but we have all of these remaining streets. So Las Brisas subdivision, those plans are done, the front ends and the contract are done. I've spoken with Miss Baez, so she wants to combine bid that with another project so that they can get started on the water line. So once that's done, we expect that work to be started hopefully, late January, early February, and completed sometime in March so that they can start on the construction of Las Brisas. After Live Oak, Columbus, depending on the progress of Las Brisas, they'll move on to Reynaldo Gomez Embassy, then Pine, San Benito, and on Eisenhower. So as Andrew mentioned, they've used up 30% of their construction time. That still includes some rain days that they are owed. So we're trying to get to a point where we understand exactly how many of those rain days. And IOC is a big company and they have resources. So I'm confident that they'll be able to complete the project on time. But as it stands right now, I think it's, just a fact of them learning out.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
How to, work with
Can you hear me? No.
I think we started with more complicated ones where there's some water lines and things that were encountered that they need to address. So this is the pending list, and their end construction date will be sometime next summer.
Can you hear us?
And that's really all we have.
Question. Go ahead.
Can you hear us?
I'm sorry.
All right, just returning back to Las Brisas. Las Brisas. So you're starting March 23rd or 2023, and the completion will be April 2023. Just to be clear, especially that neighborhood continues to ask questions. So I want to make sure a definitive timeline.
Well, it depends on when we get bids for it. And so the work itself is going to take about 45 to 60 days to complete. And then they could open it up to IOC to complete the paving.
Did we move the timeline?
So the work. Well, it depends on when it gets put out to bid. So if it goes out to bid, this weekend, advertises for a couple weeks. We're in the holiday season, so you'd have to have a meeting to approve the contract with this contractor. And then kick them off to do the actual work, which is going to take a month and a half. I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question.
Any questions, commissioners?
No.
I know we're having technical difficulties here, but
How much of Eisenhower is getting paid from where to where?
Where are they paving? So all of the streets
What are we doing with the traffic during that time? Okay, here we go. Yeah, because that's, for schools, I mean, that is real busy.
All right. Thank you. Any other questions, Commissioner?
Any questions to the contractor? They're online, sir.
No, the only one would be, I mean, I don't know, going back to those patch-up jobs, it just seems, and again, just perception-wise, it seems as if there's some issues with it, and again, just wanted to make sure that it's gonna be done, it's gonna be settled, and there won't be any cracks or any issues with those, especially those seams that are there. So really, in other words, because what, with the warranty is about a year, right? Is that?
Yes.
So will there be any issues with those? And if so, we need to just keep track and make sure that there won't be any issues with it.
Before
They've done a good job from what we can see. You know, the meth they're laying, they're definitely putting down, you know, at least the thickness that we're asking for.
There's also a big clump of asphalt in, over there by Barreta that, I think it's on that needs to be removed. Yes, and I think it's a big pile, I think it's been there for a while. If somebody could get that removed from that location, please.
Yes, sir. We notified the contractor earlier today. They let us know that they would likely be removing it in the day that they remove the signs for Garcia, which should be around the 19th.
Thank you. Mr. Guerra, do you see anything, since you've been out there, any questions or concerns that you've had now that we have them here online?
Well, sir, everything has been working real good. The only thing we had a lot of inconvenience with all this past rain that we had, holidays. That's just holding the project a little bit more. So I believe everything's going well, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sir.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you all. You have a good night, and if we don't talk to you again, Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you. Next item is B update on RGC Public Safety Development Water and Sewer Project, RFP, ENG 22004, off-site utilities.
Good afternoon, Mayor, good afternoon, Board, everybody. Yes, for this project, we received one bid for this project, for the utility project, but we did see that it was over budget, so that's why we recommended to not award it, the contract. So we didn't recommend it because it was over budget from approximately around $370,000. Yeah. But yeah, that's the update for this project. We're recommending a rebid for this project.
Okay. How many bidders for that project? How many bids came in?
We got one bid.
Only one bid?
Yes.
This is the second bid.
Yes.
The first time we did out, zero bidders. Just one. We feel that the holidays got in the way, the Thanksgiving holidays might have gotten in the way of having more bidders. So we'd like to combine this project with the Lisa to make it a more incentive and enticing project for contractors to have, not just a small project.
Where are we actually advertising for those bids?
We advertise locally. The first time we advertised was also on the Monitor. Saints also has some distribution. What we're finding also is that many contractors have kind of maxed out on their bonding, so they can't take any more projects. There's a lot of projects going on, so the funding that has been available. So we put it out there, and the website also goes out.
And is there somewhere else as far as a recommendation to provide these bids, or are we extending all our opportunities for people to see all these projects as far as bidders?
We've just been access another link where a lot of contractors go to for jobs. This was provided by Ms. Kendra, so we're hoping to use
use also that.
Okay. Well, let's definitely explore all the possibilities. That we have to go further, but I think it would be wise to go further. So at this point, the recommendation is for what?
Not to award.
Not to award.
Not to award, yes, not to award, to rebid.
To do the rebid. But these are, at this point, there were presentations, right? Or do we have an action item somewhere,
No.
right? All right.
Is there to be an action item for that, to deny the bid and to
No,
rebid?
it's just presentation for now.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next item is C, presentation of the TDA from A1024 CDBG Section 3 Program Goals and Concepts as related to the CDBG program and grant contract number CDB21-0426.
Yes, Mayor, there's a presentation from GrantWorks. It's one of the requirements with this grant, so they're here to give that presentation.
It's 10% on the online, she needs to present.
I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. Can you guys please let me know if you can see everything, and then I will get started. Ms. Solis, do you mind sharing your privileges to share my screen? I don't have them quite yet. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, let me change the screen that I'm sharing. It's not letting me. Okay, can you all see that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is a requirement for TDA as part of the Group B documents and to meet the 12-month threshold that will be approaching March 1st. So this is the A1024 Section 3 presentation for the Rio Grande City, Texas CDBG project CDB 21-0426, street reconstruction along Plainview and Marina Streets. So the City of Rio Grande City was recently received the following grant award for contract CDB 21-0426 for a total award amount of $350,000. The project is going to be located at the streets for Plainview and Marina Streets for project reconstruction. The grant was funded through the Community Development Block Grant via the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and through the Texas Department of Agriculture. As a condition of the funding, the City of Rio Grande City must comply with the Section 3 of the Housing and Urban Development Act of 1968, and to the greatest extent feasible, the grant recipient must direct economic opportunities generated by CDBG funds to low and very low income persons. So what this means is that the Section 3 businesses have the information to submit a bid or proposal for the project, and Section 3 workers have information about any job opportunity available related to this project. I've also included at the end of this presentation specific definitions that pertain to the 20-01 issuance, if you'd like to go ahead and look into it a little further. So a company may qualify as a Section 3 business if they are owned by low-income persons, it's owned by Section 8 assisted housing residents, or 75% of the labor hours for a business in a 3-month period are performed by Section 3 workers. The HUD's Section 3 website below is a place to go ahead and register. And here are the project's expected contracting opportunities. So currently, grant administration services have been procured and awarded to GrantWorks. The contract amount is for $29,900. Engineering services have been procured and awarded to SAMES for a total contract amount of $51,360.40. And at this time, we have not gone out for bids for the prime contractor for the street reconstruction. However, the construction budget is $299,300. And some more information on the Section 3 workers. You may qualify as a Section 3 worker if your annual income is below the county's threshold for the family size. So I've gone ahead and included an LMI person's threshold in here for reference. And then in addition to that, if you are a current or recent Youth Build participant. You may also register your information and search for opportunities at the workintexas.gov link here, or the HUD Section 3 Opportunity Portal, along with the Workforce Solutions. The targeted Section 3 workers that reside near the project location may also qualify as targeted Section 3 workers. The project boundaries are this here in red, and that qualifies you to be a targeted Section 3 worker. As far as the record keeping goes, for this particular grant, the City of Rio Grande City will track all hours worked on the project based on the 3 categories of workers. This will require information of certain income information, and this pertains to all workers, all Section 3 workers, targeted Section 3 workers. In addition to that, the GrantWorks will also be assisting with some of these requirements. And this concludes my presentation. I have the links here that I mentioned earlier for the policy issuance and 24 CFR Part 75. And my name, we are project manager with GrantWorks for this project. Are there any questions?
Questions, Commissioners?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item is 3D, NetSync quote for data and security system for public safety building.
Yes, Mayor, this is a quote that's an buy board for and then Eddie's here, IT is here, if you have any questions on it. This is for the actual public safety building. It was bid out. We're trying to get the price right now where it's at before it goes up any further, and trying to get these costs through the ARPA monies that are available. So, Mr. Robert, can you explain a little bit what it's about?
So basically what this is all the equipment that will be needed for the new public safety building. The proposal you have there includes the cabling for all the data drops, the data drops for the access points. It also includes the networking equipment, which are the access switches. Those are the devices that go in the closet and connect all the devices together. It also includes the wireless access points and the video surveillance as well. And lastly, that includes the access controls. And that's going to be the pin pad devices and the card readers for entering the facility. And that also includes the labor for everything.
And the one you're recommending, is it the option 1?
No, we're going to go with option 2.
Which one? Option 2. Option 2. So it would be the 209. This was not an action item.
No, it is not.
Presentation.
I believe we have a representative from NetSync on the Zoom meeting if you guys have any questions.
Any questions, Commissioners?
This quote is good for how long, 30 days?
Yes.
So this will need to be approved at the next meeting or sooner? Because obviously if it's only for 30 days.
Yeah, the thing is that this quote was sent, I believe it was last month. So I think we have about 2 or 3 days for this quote to be good.
Yeah, forget that then. I guess revisit with them and see what City Hall. But that's the one you're recommending?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next item is 4 resolutions, letter A, discussion, consideration and possible action to approve Main Street Advisory Board bylaws and the adoption of the amended and restated bylaws.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners.
Hi, Rubio.
Hello. The Main Street Advisory Board met in June and July, and they revisited the bylaws that were established sometime 2008 around there, and I know that there had been talk before, like in 2021, about revising the bylaws, and we finally visited it this summer, and before you, in your packet, you have a copy of the revisions that they would like your approval of. And they're just a few revisions or edits or omissions, and I can go over those revisions with you if you like.
Yeah, but your recommendation is for the commission to approve?
Yes, to approve the revisions.
Can you tell us which ones are the revisions, because I don't see...
Okay, the first change throughout the whole document, the current document that we have now, is that we changed from city council or council to city commission, or commission, basically. Okay, in Article 1, the name and purpose, there was no change there. But in Article 2, we had Item 4, the current document that we have now states, to review design appropriateness for the purpose of participation in the Main Street Facade Grant Program. However, the recommendation by the Main Street Advisory Board was to just revise the sentencing a little bit and for it to state, to review and recommend in conjunction with the EDC and HPC, which stands for the Historic Preservation Commission, for the purpose of participation in the Main Street Facade Grant Program, just to give it a little more in-depth and so we know what we're doing. In Article 3, on membership, there was no change. Article 4, term of office. The current document states what we have. Board members serve for a term of 4 years. Members may serve as many as 2 successive 4-year term maximum. The recommendation by the board was board members serve for a term of 4 years. Members may serve as many as 2 successive 4-year terms at the leisure of the city commission. Okay? On Article 5, power and duties, the recommendation was an omission or removal of Item 4, which we have currently, that states to review any commercial construction, reconstruction plans proposed within the Main Street Program target area. The recommendation there was to just remove that because that has nothing to do with, that's not our plan, yeah.
All right. I'll stop you there, Ms. Rubio.
Okay, thank you.
Ready to entertain a motion at this time? I have a motion to approve by Commissioner Olivares.
It doesn't get easier.
Second by Commissioner Escobedo. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next item is 5 ordinances, letter A, second reading, discussion and possible action on the approval of ordinance number 2022-15, amending the 2022-2023 fiscal budget by providing a transfer from the city's general fund and PUD general fund to support an RGC employee retention payment program.
Good evening, Mayor Commissioners. This is the second reading on the budget amendment that was discussed last meeting. This was to cover a one-time payment employee retention program that the city passed.
If there are no questions, we entertain a motion at this time. Second. Have a motion to approve by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Olivares. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Guntur.
Thank you, sir.
Next item is 6 contracts and agreements, letter A, discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve several contracts, purchases, payments for several departments, each not exceeding $50,000, or triggering the Texas procurement process, acknowledging that with each contract or agreement over 3,000, city staff contacted at least 2 HUBs within Stark County or were exempt from that process.
Yes, Mayor, you have the director's memos attached to each one of the pay schedules. We have some from some of the contractors that we have, say, RMC, Miller and Hunt. We also have a tractor, a backhoe from Public Works that, had been out for quite a while and needs some repairs and is expensive. So a lot more expensive to fix it than to buy it. So we fixed that one. And we have another vehicle that was involved in an accident from the police department, and that's just the insurance covered that, and that's what the cost of that is. Any other questions? The staff is here to answer.
The $120,000 for what again?
That I believe is for the paving. One's for the paving, and the other one is for yes, the paving.
All right. Anything else? If there are no questions at this time, do we entertain a motion?
I so move, Mayor, item 6A.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 6A by Commissioner Escobedo.
I second.
Second by Commissioner De Leon. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next item is 6B, discussion, consideration, and possible action to authorize Deputy City Manager to execute a contract to exchange an airport hangar for a decommissioned surplus fire truck and abandoned vehicle.
Yes. I believe at the last meeting, Mayor, we discussed this, and we're just waiting for Mr. Shufflebine to accept that agreement. He's okay with it, so if y'all give me the authorization to execute that document, as soon as he signs it, we'll execute it and get it.
That's a Mayor.
Okay, I have a motion to approve item 6B by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Escobedo. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Next item is 6B.
Mr. Mayor, just for clarification on the last item, the contract that's being executed is in effect, it's really two bills of sale that are being executed. There was a prior letter of intent, but it's literally the execution of the obligations of the city in the contract, so.
Okay, so we're good with the motion?
Yes.
All right. Next item, 6C, discussion, consideration, and possible action to award the bank depository contract. Compensatory.
Okay, Mayor and Commission, back on November 2nd, we posted a request for proposal for banking depository services, and the scores were based, the committee was met, and the scores were based on the following: the evaluation of criteria, which is 25%, deposit interest rates, which is 30%, cost of service, 20%, and service availability. The scores were totaled, and the results granted Lone Star National Bank as the one with the highest score.
Okay. So the staff recommends, based on the scoring?
Yes.
It says Lone Star, okay. Any questions, Commissioners?
Mayor, I would recommend a 3-year agreement on this one for the bank account.
All right, so we entertain a motion at this time?
So movement.
Okay, the motion would be
To approve Lone Star for a 3-year?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have a motion by Commissioner Olivares, second by Commissioner Ramirez. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Next item is 6D, discussion, consideration, and possible action to authorize Deputy City Manager to negotiate an agreement with a grant writer, agreement to be brought back for City Commission ratification after negotiation.
Mayor and City Commission, also on November 9th, we posted a request for an RFQ for grant writing, funding, and development consulting services. And also, the committee met, and the scores were based on the following: the experience, which is 30 points, capacity to perform, which is 40 points. And the scores were totaled, and the results granted Border Affairs LLC as the highest, with the highest score.
Are we missing that?
Page 141 of 159.
Page 141.
The staff is recommending based on the HCH, right?
Right.
Border Affairs LLC.
Border Affairs, LLC.
Border Affairs.
Yes, they have.
Oh, yeah, 169. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Border Affairs, LLC. All right. Any questions, or do we entertain a motion at this time?
Possible, Mayor.
Okay, so...
We approve item 6D as presented.
Approve item 6D as presented, which would be Border Affairs by Commissioner Ramirez. Yes, right?
Yes.
And second by Commissioner De Leon. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Say nay. Motion passes. Next item is 7, Planning Letter A, Public Hearing and Action on Request submitted by property owner for the following plating variance. This item, if there's no objection, if we can move it to executive. No objection, then we'll move item 7A to executive. Next item is 7B, discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve 100% construction plans from Sains Engineering for text CDBG contract number CDB 210426, street improvements.
Good afternoon. Yes, this is the street improvement project that we were discussing earlier, the Reina Street and Plainview. We submitted our 100% construction plans yesterday, along with the construction estimate for this project.
Okay.
Staff recommends approval, Ms. Vance, for this?
Yes, they have come several times and met with Hector and with Fernando down on the street, look at every drainage, side and situation and at the street, so it's ready to go. TDA requires this council to approve it at 100%. Once these documents go in, approved, we can start going after bids on this two projects also.
So what are the options if the bids come back much higher than they did this first time around? What are the options then? Do we ask for more funding, or do we do what we can with that amount, or what are the options?
We are already matching on this project with the savings contract and also with the graduate contract. So we will be doing the same, we'll be using the leftover balance of the bond fee.
Okay.
Entertain a motion.
So moved, Mayor.
Motion to approve item 7B by Commissioner Ramirez.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Escobedo. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Against, say nay. Motion passes. This time go item 8, executive session, chapter 551, Texas Government Code, section 551.071, section 551.072, and section 551.074. It is 7:07 p.m. executive session. It is 9:22 PM. And let's return back to item 7A. And at this time, do we entertain a motion for item 7A?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve item 7A, letter A, discuss an executive session.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 7A by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Olivares. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay.
And just for clarification for the record there, Mr. Mayor, subsection 7, subsection A, subsection B is not approved.
Okay. So,
Pursuant to that motion, as worded.
to that motion.
Just clarifying for the record.
Motion passes. Next, item 9, which is A, letter A, no action on item 9A, no action on item 9B, and no action on item 9C. C. All right. This time, any other announcements except for the toy giveaway, which is Wednesday, the 21st, from 6 to 8 o'clock at the Basilio Park. So, all children, free toys at the toy giveaway this coming Wednesday, the 21st, a week from today, from 6 to 8 at Basilio Villarreal Park. Come one, come all. All right, with that, do we entertain a motion for adjournment? I have a motion to adjourn by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Escobedo. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. You want to stay here longer? Motion passes. Meeting is adjourned. 9:24 PM.